Today's Sunshine Note is titled, "And Then the Floors Dropped Out From Under You." When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called him my son. But the more I called Israel, the further they went from me. They sacrificed to the Baals, and they burned incense to images. Hosea 11:1 and 2. We were on our way from the best week the summer had to offer. I was only weeks away from going off to college, and we had taken one last adventure to the wilds of the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina. The whole week had been spent hiking and riding large inner tubes down bubbling rapids at a large campground called Deep Creek. With bumps, bruises, and hundreds hilarious tales of our exploits around the river, we drove home laughing and reliving the whole week. We had no way of knowing what was happening as we were driving home. No sooner had we pulled into our driveway than my mom came out with a look on her face that I'll never forget. With tears streaming down, she said, "Your grandpa is dead. They found him this morning slumped against the side of the barn." And just like that, the trip was forgotten. College was forgotten, and everything seemed to crumble down around me. Unlike me, the people in the northern kingdom of Israel weren't blindsided. They'd known all along what tragedy was coming. The book of the prophet Hosea is all about how one man stood up during a time of prosperity and wealth and warned that in a few years it was all coming to a fiery end, when the brutal kingdom of Assyria would batter them into slavery. The Assyrians were known for mercilessly destroying the nations they conquered, impaling any survivors who opposed them on 20-foot spikes in open fields. All of this Hosea declared to the people, who jeered and mocked him for being overly dramatic and depressing. However, Hosea lived to see the beginning of this downward spiral. The last successful king of Israel, Jeroboam II, died and left a weak successor, who was assassinated and gave way to a succession of 5 other weak kings, almost all of whom were in turn assassinated by each other. The book of Hosea ends with a warning for those who are wise to listen to what he says and walk in the ways of God. Sometimes we live our lives the same ways as those people in Israel did. When things are good, it seems impossible to think of anything bad happening, and we don't think we need God. Don't get stuck in this trap, in good times as well as bad. Stay close to God. May God bless you today.